Welcome to day 25. Congratulations. You've now gone through 5 centering exercises, 5 projection exercises. You've learned almost to the point of mastery, the 3 scenes technique and the mental video technique. Now we come to one of the highlights of the Silva seminar. If you were taking this as an actual 2-day Silva seminar, this would be the point where everyone in the seminar room would come together for one of the most incredible, mind-blowing exercises in this seminar. If you've been to many personal growth seminars, you'll know that some personal growth seminars end with making you walk on fire or making you bend and break an arrow on your throat. These are all exercises to show you how belief, how confidence, how having faith in yourself can truly matter in the world. In the Silva seminar, it's no different. We like to end with a bang. But how we do it is we get everyone in the room to come together to do something called case working. And case working is a truly incredible phenomenon. What happens is that people are partnered in groups of 2, and I've conducted this in rooms with 500 people. Now, what happens is, just like in the psychometry exercise that you did on day 13, one person is the guide and one person is the psychic. Now, the guide typically has a list of cases with them. This is what a case is. It is the name, gender, location, and age of a subject who may need healing. Again, name, gender, location, and age. So it might say Mary Claire, 53, Paris, France, female. That's it. On the other side of the case is typically some description of Mary Claire, her health issue, her personality, what she looks like. These descriptions might say things such as injury on the left knee due to a fall, hip replacement surgery 10 years ago, gray hair, holding a cane, eyeglasses, radiant personality. Okay, now what happens is that the psychic goes into their alpha or theta level of mind, and when the psychic is ready, the psychic simply says, I'm ready. The orientologist or the guide then will say this at the count of 3. Mary Claire, age 43, location Paris, gender female, will appear on your mental screen. 1, 2, 3. And at that point, the psychic is meant to describe whatever appears on their mental screen. So the psychic then will go through the anatomy of Mary Claire, understand where there might be issues that Mary Claire might be facing, identify and describe those issues to the best of their ability, and apply healing before that session is done. The entire session may take 3 to 5 minutes. That's all, because I'm going to teach you a shortcut. You don't have to go through the full human anatomy exploration that we did yesterday. That was simply for establishing points of reference. What you're going to do here is psychic diagnosis and psychic healing. And what happens in these Silva classes is that at first people are maybe a little bit skeptical. It may challenge their belief system, but every now and then one person will get a hit and you will hear noise, and then someone else gets a hit, and then someone else gets a hit. And by the end of the 2 to 3 hour session, people are just in awe at the hits they are getting. Now, Silva teaches you that every time you get a hit from a case like this, you want to celebrate it, express gratitude before you go to your next case. If you have a miss, ignore it. But if you have a hit, celebrate it. So the guides are cheering the psychics on. When the psychic has a hit, the guide is, yes, that's fantastic, keep going. Now, what is curious is that there's a phenomenon called the Magic 50. What Silva found is that as you do more cases and you celebrate your hits, your psychic ability on your hit rate get better and better. But for the majority of people, when they hit 50 cases, something unique happens. They develop waking psychic ability. They develop an intuitive impulse, even in the waking state. It's no longer about having to go to alpha and do a 3-to-1 countdown. As I shared in my story, walking the street in Egypt, you get an impulse to turn around. And that happens when you hit the magic 50. So what you want to do is, now that you're coming to the end of this program, do whatever you can to hit the magic 50. If you have a partner, you're going to practice case working with them, and I'm going to teach you the methodology. If you don't have a partner, we have established a website built and run by Silva graduates, where Silva graduates around the world share cases with each other so you can practice. I'll give you the address of that website at the end of this video. Here's how you want to practice. You can use the website, or you can ask a friend or neighbor to prepare for you 3 cases. Each case should simply say on one side the name, age, gender, and location of the subject that requires healing. On the other side, it should describe them, their personality, anything that gives the psychic information of a hit. So appearances, personality types, where they work, whatever you can write about this person. Now, if you have a guide who's willing to be there with you in person, the guide can simply stay with you as you're going into your level and read you the cases. The guide would start with the first case, name, age, gender, location. As you go through and describe what you're seeing, the guide may prompt you, not too much, you don't want to give anything away, but the guide may cheer you on, prompt you. If you say something where the guide doesn't have information, the guide should not make you feel bad, but simply say, I'm sorry, I don't have information on that. Please continue. And then when you're done with the first case, you go on to the second and you go on to the third. The entire process may take 15 minutes. After you're done, reflect on what were your hits. Forget about the misses. Reflect on what were your hits, and the next day, do it again with different cases. Remember, there's a website to help you retrieve cases. Now, you're going to start this exercise today. If you can find a partner who can prepare cases for you, wonderful. If not, like I said, I'm going to provide you a website where you can pull out cases for you to work on. First, a couple of rules. Jose Silva established 7 rules for doing this. It's important you understand these rules. Let's start with the first. We do not diagnose. Only medical people have license to diagnose and heal. We conduct psychic investigation for detection and correction of abnormalities at a psychic level at a distance. So you're not diagnosing in the sense of telling someone what might be wrong with them. The second rule is this. We do not perform psychic investigation of a person when that person is present. Never do that. The reason is because if you get a miss, that person may believe you. Remember the story of how believing in something can influence your health. The story of Bruno Klopfer, the doctor, and Crave. Do not corrupt someone's belief. Third, we do not give our own name to be worked on as a case when we are present for the same reason as above. Fourth, we avoid involvement that blocks our ability to function. Don't do this with someone whom you might have a strong emotional tie to. For example, an ex that you're still emotionally attached to. Number 5, we do not create problems. We solve problems. As you're doing this, your job is obviously to heal. Number 6, avoid talking about negative things when a person is at a deep level. If you're a guide and your psychic is going deep to attempt healing, don't suddenly bring up politics. And number 7, work on human life before working on animal life, plant life, and inanimate matter. Never neglect human life. It is recommended that you work on your family every night just before going to bed. What this means is every night before going to bed, Silva recommends that you pick your family or a family member and you spend just 3 to 5 minutes ensuring that they are in radiant health. Think about what this can do for the people you love. Now, one more thing. If you're doing a case on someone and you suddenly notice that that person, maybe even a family member, has a dark spot or a symbolism that might indicate a disease, don't assume that that means that they are sick. But you might want to encourage them, in some cases, to maybe make sure they get a good medical checkup and that they are taking care of their health. But never go up to someone and say, hey, I observed you at the psychic level and your lung is really messed up. You do not want to do that. But what you might say is, hey, I'm just curious. Do you smoke? You see the difference? You never want to make someone feel like they are sick. But if you seem to detect information that you think might be accurate, you may want to suggest that someone goes and has a medical checkup or takes up a healthy habit. So today as we do caseworking, if you have a friend who's willing to do this with you, fantastic. If you don't, here is the website I want you to visit. There are several websites created by graduates of the program. I recommend this one. This website is completely public run, so as you can see, it has some ads on it. It is not the most advanced website, but we appreciate it because it was created by graduates. The password is level, as in entering your alpha level. And it's best to choose by most recent. Choose 2 to 3 cases, and when you click that, you will see the name, age, gender, and location of 3 individuals. Go to the first one, then the second one, then the third one, and when you're done, click the button to show you the results and gauge how accurate you were. And of course, don't forget, after doing every individual, don't forget to send them healing energy. So that is your assignment today. Now let me give you a tip on how this is going to work in your head. You're going to start by doing your 3 to 1 countdown. After you're done, deepen by counting from 10 to 1. Now here you're doing the rapid 3 to 1 countdown, not the centering exercise, which could take as long as 20 minutes. You're simply going to go 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1. Then going to deepen by counting from 10 to 1. When you're at a nice, comfortable, deep level of mind, you're going to tell your partner that you're ready, and they're going to read out the first case. Proceed to describe what you see. Then you can come out of your level and you can dialogue with your partner, or you can stay there and go straight to the second case. Every time you hear what is a hit, celebrate that. It's okay for your partner to tell you while you're doing a case that you've made a hit, because that will build up your belief and your expectancy in yourself, and you will likely get a second or more hit. Now, the question we often get is when your partner reads out the name, age, gender, and location, how do you begin? Well, here's a fast way to do it. As soon as your partner snaps their fingers and say, this person is now on your mental screen, see the person on your mental screen and describe whatever you see. If the person looks unusually long or unusually short, it doesn't matter. Describe exactly what you see. Your first impressions, the ones that feel like guessing, are usually the correct one. Now, you're going to imagine that you can scan this person's body from top to bottom, bottom to up, like a radar. Imagine a radar, like in those old submarine movies you've seen, scanning from top to bottom, bottom to up. And every time the radar sweeps the person, you might notice a dot where they need healing. The dot might be in their elbow, or their hip, or their face, or their chest. Wherever you notice the dot, pay attention. After you've done maybe 5 or so sweeps, pay attention to where the dots appeared. Then, one by one, go and explore those areas. So you don't need to randomly go through the entire body. Go to the elbow, or the heart area, or the knee, wherever you see those dots, and describe what you see. Don't worry about getting it right. Focus on describing what you see. You will automatically start generating hits as you become more comfortable with this. The process is really easy. Go ahead and try that now with your partner, or use the website that I've given you. Tomorrow, we'll go deeper in this, and we will add more nuance to this approach. Enjoy yourself and celebrate your hits.